ourselves a new front end, new old rusty part which I need bits of, front valance. Further inspection of this new old rusty front valance, which is dented but solid as. It's had a bang there, and it's actually come off its fixings here, which I thought would be welded. Along here, that's surely how it's fixed to this part. I forget the name of. Anyway, it's come off, as you can see, along there. Back on there, so I reckon he's gone. He's hit like a high curb or something low hanging obstacle there, and it's just damaged. Pushed it in. The rest of the car's fine. Okay, the cross member is also got new parts from the other one up there, which can be grafted in. In the main, the cross member is good. It's just got problems down here. So to replace all of that would be a huge job, wouldn't it? I don't think we need to. I think we can get away with a partial donor grafting, maybe. That's my plan. Yeah, so the underside of the valance here is pretty thin. We've got holes in it as well. Up there's a bit of a tear, and very thin here. I mean, if you wanted to save it and cut it, you're probably going to have to cut from up here somewhere. That's solid. And then that's getting softer. Ooh, it's tight, very tight. I think it'll work. Odd gloves. Can't find the other orange one, the nice orange one, so I've got my old manky garden glove on the other hand. Bit more. I do not want to go through with this metal, for sure. I can't get the blade of the grinder in there, so do you know what? It's time for the Dremel, I think. The Dremel will get in there. See, it's always worth having a Dremel. Oh, this is an awkward place to get into. We might just do it. Let's give it a whirl. We got it. We got it. Hello, the Dremel. Just realised these are welds. This valance I reckon is new. Newer than the car. It's come on. It's been welded on. Yeah, that's different to the welds on my car. The original welds, I guess. And these are gonna have to be cut out as well. Yeah, So, a bit of a long night ahead. Wish me luck. Great success. It's a messy job up here of welds that someone's done. I have to angle grind all them off as well. And for this part here, which is the same as that part, there's a couple of tack welds down. It's been tacked on, I think. Just tacked. Listen to me, sound like I know what I'm talking about. There's 2 welds there. I can grind them now. I think it can. Look. It's just. Just gouge a piece of my worktop out there. Put the grinder down the wrong way. I can't get in there. Again, the grinder's too big, so we're gonna have to go in with the demo again. Let's see. Bloody hell. Didn't expect it to completely break away there. Wow. Wow. Okay, time for some further inspection. Whew. Right, you saw what I did on the other side, and it came loose while I was still with the Dremel. This side is going to be similar. We've got tack, tack, just 2 I think, maybe something there. I don't think so, just these 2. And then we'll have, sorry the camera, awful am I? There's something there, very easy, just a dab there. There's a dab there maybe, there's definitely one there, 4 there. And these, and that might be it, apart from the very bottom. We've got, silly me, I've done that half, and then I'm gonna have to grind with the angle grinder. I have to get in there those cuts, which is difficult because it's very thin, so I've got to be very concise with the cut there. I don't want to damage the valance. In. Right, I've cut that one and that one, and these, that's all 3 now, but it's still solid. So I think what it is, somebody's put a blob there. There's one little weld there. Well guys, it's off. It's off. It's a bit battered. It's going to take a bit of knocking back into shape, but it's solid all over. So I think I'll de-rust it next, and then spray it with something to keep more rust off it, and then we can try and get it straight. Still is. I've got the worst of it off with the this thing here, these poly discs, and it was kind of really bad surface rust, but it's good metal, it's thick. It's going to replace mine on here, which is thin, and you can't see there too well in the light, but it's corroded all along there, and so we're going to replace it with this piece. So I've got as much as I can off with the poly disc. What we're going to do, I found in my cupboard, I've got some various rust removers. We've got a Vapor Rust, sorry the stickers come off there. We've got the Vapor Rust, I've got the Fertan liquid, I've got the Fertan gel, and I've got HG Rust Remover, which is a liquid as well. So what I thought I'd do, because I mean, you know, there's a good chance to do this actually now, is we're going to put a bit of each on each section and see what it does. Painting it on with a paintbrush. This is too big to dip in a tank, of course. It would cost a fortune. So yeah, tonight now, I'm going to paint them all on. I'll come back in the morning or sometime tomorrow and we'll see which one has done best. Here's the fartan. Syrup of figs. Same stuff, I reckon. Whatever you were ill for as a kid in the 80s. Syrup of figs was given, I think, or milk of magnesia, or original Lucozade. Those were the three staples. And syrup of figs, I think it was for constipation, if I remember. Not that I was ever constipated, of course. A last minute entry into the competition. I knew I had another one. Hammerite Rust Remover Gel, another gel. So it's gel, liquid, liquid, gel, or liquid. So let's keep going. Right, let's put some of the vapor rust on next. Keep them a bit separate from each other, in case they react with each other. So we leave a border. There's not a lot of rust on this really, it's just, there's a remnants left. It's more just to convert what's left and protect from further once we get the, I don't know what primer we'd put on first, an etch I reckon, an etch primer, then some red oxide and then just leave it as that. So the HG, what's your money on guys? Which one's going to be better? Brushes. So now we have the Fertan Fedo gel. Quick rust removal, eco-friendly. Rust remover or converter? What's the difference? Both are getting removed, aren't they, really? No, there are some that are marketed as converters, some as removers. Fertan do two different products, so don't know. Right, I have to go wash a paintbrush now because we don't have any left to do. The Hammerite tub is open and it's very green and it's very viscous. Yeah, more than I thought it would be. There's the stuff. Right, I'm running out of space. This one's going to have to go all along the corner and into the crevice. Into the crevice. Well, actually, it's quite good because the corner crevice thing is still a little bit rusty, more so than the... So the HG has worked in a few places. Anyway, where it's black. Scrape that off pretty easily. It doesn't say to scrape off after, it just says to wipe off, but you know, that's loose. It won't come off with a wipe, it will come off with a scraper. And this one hasn't done much really. No comment on that. The Fertan, everything's gone completely, all the rust has gone black. Again, it kind of comes off easily with the scraper. But not when you wipe it, so I'm not sure whether they're supposed to keep it on. I would rather take this off. I know you're back to metal there, but then as long as you prime straight away, that should be fine. Don't know, open to suggestions on that, but I think I'm gonna take all this off. I think that's surely, this is the old rust, which is easily removable. You don't want paint over that, do you? Right, this is the vapor rust, which we kept wet. I mean, is that any different to that? I don't see much of a change. And then the Hammerite gel. Again, it's removed some stuff, but not convinced by it. It's left this brown residue in places. Right, we've done some research on the Fertan, and you are supposed to wire brush off the black residue which is probably why, well, this didn't work properly. Lesson learned. So I'm going to go with this. I've also wiped away the residue from the hammerite, which has done well there. That's done really well, but not so much down here. This is stiffer. Maybe another course tonight and see if that can remove. Give hammerite another, give that a second chance. This one, the gel, hasn't done anywhere near the same job as that. That's a converter. This is a remover. Has it removed it? It's hard to tell. And this one has worked a little bit like the converter, the Fertan. It's given me some black residue, but then down here it's acted more like this one. So that's kind of confusing me too. Okay, we've wire brushed and then we've given it a soak with water, brushed all the bits and bobs off, dried it, applied some Wonder Wipes to get all the grease off, and now it's drying again. Let's go through these one more time then. Rust remover, brown residue, which I could ascertain to be rust still. Fertan gel, slightly better. There's not much left there. That's done pretty well. Fertan itself is here. Let's just get in the light a bit better. I think that is fantastic. There's barely anything left there. There's a little bit there. And then we've got a vapor rust, which has left everything behind, I would say. I could be wrong, but that doesn't look like it was there, wasn't it? It looks like it. There's the Fertan, there's nothing. There was the vapor rust. Yeah, there's a brown residue there, a bit like the first one, the HG. And then in the corner we've got hammerite. That's done fantastically well. After you've scraped everything away, there's a little bit there. I would say it's a close call between hammerite rust remover gel and the Fertan rust converter. I'm going to go with Fertan, I think, on this. And now I'm going to do the whole thing, both sides, and then what we'll do, once it's 48 hours, we're going to leave it this time, wire brush it off, the black residue that comes off, and then what you're left with is this. And to me that looks as good as it's going to get. So congrats to Fertan, if you're not Scottish. On eBay, that's had a Fertan coating of rust converter on it, which I've then wire brushed off and come out pretty well. Bare metal mostly. There's a bit of brown, tainted brown metal here, which obviously has a little bit of ingrained rust in these brown patches, which we could go over again with Fertan, or just keep going with the wire brush, or even the flap, not the flap, the polydisc. We'll probably get this off. Very loud though, polydisc, but we might have to. It's a bit blacker metal up here. I don't know. I mean, a decent etch primer might conceal all that in. Maybe I'm worrying too much, but compared to how it did look, that's good. The front Valance. There is the primed, finished primed article. Apologies, car's in the way. I've been putting up an extractor flume. Well, I've just started the job. Need to cut out one of the soffits outside to get it through. Here is the Valance. Let's get it out of here, out of the corner. Hoop. And then you can see it. So it's 2 coats of etch on that, with some weld through on the parts that are going to be welded. So this has already had some handprints on it, unfortunately. My bad. But it's come up all right. think. There's the dent. You can see the dents are more pronounced now. Now that it's had a nice coat of paint on it, you can see where the work is needed to be done far more easily. Of course, when it gets banged or panel beaten, the paint is going to, you know, crease and crack, which I know. So those parts will be primed again before the top coat goes on. So that's the progress on the Valance after all that work of getting the rust off it. It's looking better, and in actual daylight you can see it's a bit, you can see it slightly better. See, there's a little area there that needs knock. It's had a bit of a hard life, considering it's a newer piece than what's on the rest of that front end. There, that's the big one, and then under here, see where it's been badly tacked onto the cross member, whatever it's called, the you know, the piece of the engine it attaches to. This is all fine, and then it goes bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get off my Valance next project, is to get that off the car, and then template, because I've noticed there's a lip on this one here. There isn't on the replacement. Down here there's no lip. Shape looks very similar, but then down here I don't have as much on my Valance as this, which has worked out really well, because it means I can probably cut this, which will eliminate the nasty welding work that's been done there, because that will come off. I need to just double check when I get the other Valance off, put it over, make sure we have got, you know, 5mm, isn't it, about, that I can take off. Then we'll have a nice clean edge on that, and the top is similar. We don't have any room to cut any of this off, so it's, but that is straight. I thought there was a piece here that was there it is. There's only a little bit there. Have to tidy that up somehow. Yeah, so then the underside of that horrible bit. It's nasty, innit? But it is at the very bottom, so it's out of sight. But let's hope that this Valance is a bit deeper than mine, which I think it is, and then we can cut away the bits we need to.